Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So we're currently in convoy to the BGA. I think we do this most episodes. So I have 61,500 litres of silage on board and my worker has a full trailer of manure. I know the manure will not empty, we will not empty the trailer into there, but it can stay there until the morning. And I'm hoping with having manure, slurry and silage, we will be making as much money as we possibly can through the night. After we've done this, we are also then going to go, I think the goat's bottled milk needs to be sold. So we're then going to load up with that, get that sold, and then at some point the eggs should be ready. I think that could be next month that our eggs are ready to go. So we're also going to have to do that as well. Right, let's get both trailers tipping there. Beautiful. We'll get into here. We'll get rid of our worker, and I think it's this point here. We're never going to make that turn. So let's just readjust. Like so. Oh, still never gonna. So, was it here or was it? Is this for slurry? Okay, that's for slurry. All that manoeuvring for no reason whatsoever. So let's start tipping that, and we'll go to our production. So we need silage. We need to activate that, and we may have to sell digestate soon. Yes, manure's absolutely hardly took a thing. But right, we're going to jump into the John Deere. We're going to take this back to the livestock farm most likely, and then we will jump into our truck, and we can use our Palafinger, well, our little moffat, and we can load up the bottled goat's milk and get that then sold. So we will just, whilst we're here, we might as well get the pressure washer out. If we get close enough, it does say, so we were almost 100% dirty. So we're currently 60%. And I think you have to do each thing individually. So the trailer, that's 40%. Yes, you've got to do each individual, tractor, trailer, implement, whatever it is, to get it fully clean. So that's now clean. Let's move back onto here. 20% left to go on the tractor. That's done, and then will it reach over here? Oh, only just. So this is 30%. We'll get this cleaned off. 10% and done. So let's put this back in here just to avoid jumping into there. We'll go to there and we'll pull this up on the side here. So it's just out of the road. I think that should be good enough. Now let's flick through. Okay, right, the Palafinger, this was all set up. I did move these off camera because it's eggs to sell next month. So we will just move this back over here to go get the bottled milk, and then we'll get that sold. So I am expecting about £40,000 for... that was close. That was very close. I'm expecting about £40,000 for these 5 pallets, which will be a nice bit of income before we move into the next month. And then my plan is, there is a new... I'm debating which one to go for. So we're either going to rent the excavator with the harvester head, or we're going to go and rent the John Deere that's, I say, just come out in the last sort of fortnight. I think Giants are released it. So I don't know which one I'm going to go for on that, but I'm sure we will all find out very, very soon which one we do go for. We're also going to, I know we've been doing things as realistic as possible, but for those lodgepole pines over there, which I know they've got another growth state to go, but if we don't get them now, it's leaving a lot of work to do later on. So I want to fell all them, get them loaded and get them over to the sawmill. So we are going to use Universal Autoload by Loki 79, which is a brilliant mod. The only problem I think we're going to face is our log trailer that we have over there. We bought that before the mod was installed, so I'm hoping if we either reset it or take it to the workshop, we can then implement the autoload onto that. and then we can cut the trees down to I think 12 metres, so that we're taking, you know, so it's taking up a lot less room in the trailer, so we're taking a lot more timber with us. I do love that picture of seeing all the sheep there playing in there. That is brilliant, and that's all down to the fenceless husbandries, which is another brilliant mod. But right, let's pull into here. And how much are we going to make? I think 45, hopefully. I'm going to take that as a win, because that's nigh on 45. Well, it's 44, 43, 44, but a nice lump of money for us. So we'll take this back to the yard. We will put the log trailer on, and then we'll get to our house, and we'll go have a nice sleep, because I think we've earned it after a very busy October. Typical me, change of plan. I think I just mentioned about having to do the eggs in November when we move on, so we are just going to set this up ready now, and then once we move into November, we can get these loaded up. So let's just unfold and place this like so. Let's go on to our menu and to the house. Let's visit, and we'll go, I think 9 AM will be right enough. By the looks of that, we should have gone till 10, because it's still quite dark out here. But there is 17, 20 odd pallets here. I can't remember. It was 17 before we slept, so there should be a few more. But this shouldn't take us too long to load them up. We're going to have to do this slightly differently, because by the looks of it, it doesn't like me taking them, and it wants to keep taking them and bringing them back to here. So I think the best thing to do then is to go to here. Let's go change output to selling, and then if we can, let's try and get whatever is here into the sell point. I think, I don't quite know, unless we just go put these back into storage. I don't know whether that's a glitch with the mod or what, I don't know, but so far it has been a very, very handy mod, very good for us. But let's just go put these back in like so, and then I think we may have some eggs by the chickens, so we'll have to get those sent over here as well. Interestingly, it hasn't touched these ones, but these I think were here before we got that production, so I think that's the only reason why it's left these. So we'll get these loaded up and we'll sell these ones, and then hopefully we'll move time on to 10 o'clock and we'll see how much we make for what we have in storage. So we have 8 pallets here. It's not going to be a lot of money, but let's just pull into the trigger. Let's sell them. Okay, 45,000, that's a nice bit of money. And if we just speed up time to 43.60, then we'll get to 10 o'clock. Wow, I don't think it's going to tell us what we made there, but we made a lot of money. And we're now going to, I think I've decided, I've also, this mod, which is the garage menu by Oz, we can now see all our tools. And if we press X, it moves us to our leased items, which we don't have any. Fantastic. That is one thing that 25 has been really, really missing, because on 22 that was how it was laid out, and it was brilliant to just be able to click through and see what your machines were instead of having to do how 25 makes you do it. But Anyways, let's go park this up and we will look at getting our... I think I'm going to go with the excavator. So I'll just leave this here for now. Let's drop that trailer off and we will need... So onto here, let's go down to excavators. This is the one we want. Harvester head. Safety beacon. Yeah, why not? So we're going to lease that. And then what we're also going to do is if we now go up this way to low loaders, we're going to... Which ones? I wish it would tell you how big they are. Because some of these, 106,000 for that. You can see there, that's the Universal Auto Load by Loki. What about this one? We'll go with this one. We'll lease that, and then it means we can go and bring our excavator with the harvester head to our well, the remaining bit of our bit of woodland. So we just back onto here, like so. Pull it forward, and then I'm guessing X to unfold. Let's now go jump in this bad boy. How are these normally transported? Are they... Do you put them on forward or do you put them on backwards? I seem to think it would be backwards, so you can put your boom, you know, put your arm, your excavator arm, your boom arm, whatever you want to call it, hangs out the back. So let's just put this on a bit. We're too wide for the machine. Right, let's go on backwards, see if that makes any difference whatsoever. So that's how I think it should be, but I can't get the arm any lower. So luckily I don't think there's any low bridges. I know one thing though, we can't steer. This has just gone from bad to worse. Oh, give us some traction. Well, that was a downright terrible idea, but we're here, which is the main thing. So let's open our head. Let's go on to, I think we want 12 metres. So it's Y12. And let's just get some cutting done. Glad I decided to use this one, because when I was playing on console, this was definitely, using the excavator was a lot easier than using the tree harvester. But I've found here that I'd much rather use a tree harvester than the excavator doing it like this. But this I think is the last tree, so we'll just fell that one, then ours. But yeah, we're all done. But I don't understand why I can't see through the cab though, which would have made life a lot easier. But anyways, so now we've done this, I'll show you on, if we go to here, let's click here and let's press X. So we've got the tree harvester, so we'll return that, and then we'll go press X again to go back, where we'll go our trailer. Let's return that. And then I think we need to, so if we go down to, it'll be log trailers down here. I think this, we need to, ooh, I don't want to sell it. Can I Okay, I can't reset it from here, so I'll have to go into here. Let's reset, send that back to the shop, and then we might as well, if we've done that for time, well, we'll have to go gather it up. So my hope is, it's a while since I read Loki's GitHub page, that if we reverse it into the work trigger, that we should then be able to enable auto load on it. So let's put that on, and helps if I go backwards, not forwards. Let's reverse it into the trigger like so. Where's the icon? So we'll go onto here. There we go, we've got it now, so that's brilliant. With this, if we press the scroll wheel, we can now just lift that up a bit. We may want to just take the sides out ever so slightly, like so. And do we have to press auto load? No. Right, brilliant. So let's go back on that. Back. Let's jump back into here, and if we have a look now, we should have, yeah, auto load. Brilliant. Well, we'll get back to the field and we'll go gather some logs up. So now we need to work out how to get these on. So I've got our help menu up. It may be a fact of I just need to pull up next to them. Oh. I thought I'd have to tell it to load up. I've taken some of the trees in that were they were there for chipping. But anyways, so is this just going to be a drive along, stop? Okay, well that makes life a lot easier, that we just have to drive along, and then as long as we stop, we load them up. So we'll just quickly whiz round here, get a full trailer load, and we'll make our way. We'll hit a tree stump. I've royally hit a tree stump. We'll get ourselves loaded up, and we'll make our way over to the sawmill. Is amazing. We've done that in rapid time. Look at all these wood chips we still have here to sell, which we should be able to sell them in the very near future. So we are on 37,971. Let's put this last load in. So just shy of 49,000 litres of timber. So if we go into our productions and go to the sawmill, we won't do short planks, but we will do all the others instead, because I think you get slightly more money for these, and the conversion it may be slightly better. Plus you get a few less planks than what you do with the short ones. So we'll go now, we'll take this to the yard, park up there, and we'll check on our animals. We'll just turn this round and reverse it back into there, and by the looks of it, our water buffalo have eaten up there. They've eaten a lot of food, because that was full in the previous episode, I want to say. So let's just reverse this back so it's nice, neat and tidy. This area should really be concreted, but anyways, so let's turn this off. We're going to turn our beacons off. And animals. So the goats are fine. The sheep have the meadow, so that they could possibly do with some, but we'll let them eat a bit more of the meadow. Chickens are fine. Our Holstein, they want some food, as do our water buffalo. So let's find the John Deere, and we will just detach the Crampy trailer. We'll use the Red Rock because it's only small, so it'll be a lot better going into the Holstein shed than that big Crampy. We'll pull underneath this mixer. This mixer's also brilliant. I love this mixer. Total mix rations. Let's fill up and we will load both of these up. It's the first one. Let's tip into here. I don't think I'm going to bother giving these any more straw for now. Oh, and if you're wondering, I'm not using the realistic livestock mod on this series, but Arrow has released a separate one, which is more visual animals, which is what you get with the realistic livestock, but you can, with this one, you just put it in, that's why we can see them all. It does, however, look slightly crowded in there. But we'll fill up again, and we will go to the water buffalo now. Total mixed ration. 24,000 litres, another full load. Let's pull into here. I know we've gone with solar on a lot of sheds, but I don't quite know how much money they make us. I don't seem to think they make us a lot. I don't know whether it's one of them where it's a very long-term gain by doing it. And now the water buffalo are full. Yeah, so I don't know whether it's a long-term gain by doing it, but yeah, I don't know. It's one of them. Well, this is another thing I love about this mod, is we now have spare total mixed ration, and as long as there is space in the production, which is a very fast production, we can then tip it back in so it keeps our trailer empty. But on that note, I would like to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.